Football League on EA Sports as we see the two teams who fought back in Super Bowl 32. It's the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers. All that and more coming up next.
It's a venue in a city that's seen more NFL history than just about anyone else. Welcome to Lambeau Field in the heart of Green Bay. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And here we go from Lambeau. Here's Traymon Smith with the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So the Broncos offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder out of both Oregon and Auburn. It's Bo Nix.
Bo Nix entered this league as a grown-up. 61 college starts will do that for you. A ton of college experience. And Bo Nix is a facilitator. When he is at his best, that ball is in and out of his hands in an absolute hurry. If he were a point guard on a basketball team, he'd want to go up and down the court and get it out of his hands as quickly as he can. He's accurate, he's tough, he's experienced, and he's poised for this challenge of the NFL.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Play action with Nix. Bails out of the pocket quick. He takes it himself. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. They go with Williams on the counter. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Now Nix on third down. Finds Mims. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up a play that how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
Shotgun snap to Nix. Got Williams, and it's complete. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm, and a nice little gain on top of it.
On third down, here's Williams. Flies past the first, inside the 30. And he takes this all the way down to the 24-yard line. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Broncos will have a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Nix off the play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he'll score. Touchdown, Denver! The Broncos finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Will Lutz now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Broncos will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So now it's the Packers getting out on offense for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Going to the ground again on first. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Love out of the shotgun. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Play fake, it's Love. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. The big play nets him 17 yards. And it'll be first down, Packers.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Into the hands of Romeo Doubs. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Fakes the handoff, now Love. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So now they have 3rd and short.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there. Making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. They stick with Jacobs. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers finish off their opening drive. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Extra point try is good by McManus. And the Packers respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. On now is McManus to kick this away. Marvin Mims now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Denver offense taking the field for their 2nd drive. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's able to move it past the 45 before going out. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Nix looking to throw. Throw complete to Williams. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Nix from the gun. Intercepted in the end zone.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
The Green Bay offense returning to the field for their second possession. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. That's Reed on the slant. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. Second down now, 7 to go. From the 23. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brandon Jones up for the stop.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Love on 3rd and short. He shovels this one. Oh, he lost the football. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. They'll say he got 5 there, but Bronco, all they care about is the first down that comes with it. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
This is reeled in by Reed. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Love to throw again. This one taken in by Kraft. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Shotgun now for Love. He's got Watson. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They're set up at the 35 now. Running on first here with Jacobs. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Tight end going in motion here. Cut by Jacobs. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
First down throw, here's Love. Taken in by Dobbs. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Second and 3 now. Love from the gun. He brings it in. Touchdown, Green Bay! So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
McManus on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Denver ready for another offensive possession. And we've seen both extremes of this passing game so far, Brock. 1 touchdown and 1 interception on the ledger.
A home run and a strikeout. A little sampling of what works and what doesn't against this defense, Kate. Now, you got to try to emphasize those things that you found success on with that opening drive. That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Brought down by Quay Walker. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
They stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Nix. Forced out to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Now a toss running left with Williams. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Eric Stokes getting there for the stop.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Packers into a nickel defense, 3rd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Completed to Sutton.
Never eat shredded wheat. North, east, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Broncos looking at a punt on 4th down, and Riley Dixon on to handle that. And that is how you pin a team deep. That hits and careens out of bounds at the 3. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They send a tight end in motion. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They are facing second down deep on their own end. Going run again with Jacobs. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Sent down by Cody Barton.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Not a good spot to punt from. They really want to convert here on third. Love looking to pass. That finds Jacobs complete. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They're set up at the 35 now. Thrown on 1st down, Love. That's to the sideline, and it's a catch by Watson. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Love. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 32. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 19. Reed's got it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Love. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Love out of the shotgun. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Love now. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 13-point lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it...
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands. McManus there to tack on the point after. And the Packers double their lead to 14. On now is McManus to kick this away. On the return, here's Mims. This return makes it up to the 25. The Broncos about to get going on offense. Javonte Williams headed back out now. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Complete to Mims. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Third and just 2 to go. Running for the marker with Williams. And he's going to get up to about the 33, but no more. It's a gain of only 1 yard. That's going to leave him with a 4th and 2.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
Riley Dixon getting set to punt it once again. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. On 1st and 10, here's Love. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's Love to throw. Completed over the middle. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Sent down by Cody Barton.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
Broncos bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. Motioning the tight end now. Love on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brandon Jones up for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here's 2nd and 7. Gets this one to Watson. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Fix the handoff, now Love. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half, but hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
And the Broncos bringing out some extra DBs on this 3rd down. They're in the dime. Throwing, Love. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And it can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Denver set to take the field on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Here's 2nd and 2. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
They'll give it to Williams on the option. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Here's Nix. That one's complete right side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed third down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. Riley Dixon, the one to kick it away. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Packers will take over possession. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Play fake. It's Love. He beams one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And it goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Jaden Reed, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Extra point try is good by McManus. And the Packers stretch their lead to 21. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. Returns looking good so far. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. The Broncos running their offense out once again. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. He'll have him gain about a handful there. Brought down by Quay Walker. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 2nd down, it's Williams again. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Nix from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Kate, it's pretty clear, isn't it? It's this constant pressure that this defense has imposed on this offense to keep them out of rhythm and build up this lead. This offense is not going to author a comeback if this quarterback continues to run for his life.
Riley Dixon on the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. He has it at the 22. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. And that front is really going to need to buckle down and provide some more opposition because he's gotten off to an excellent start here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Love. Completes this one to Kraft. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Love from the gun. This one taken in by Kraft. And this one doesn't go far.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
We're to the 2-minute warning from Lambeau. And it's the Packers, with only a yard to go here on 3rd down. Here's Love. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
The Packers send out their punting unit. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Broncos get set to take over. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. Quick slant, caught by Sutton. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Offense in the hurry up here. From the 27. Finds him over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Throwing here, Nix. Catch is made down the right sideline. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. They'll throw again, Nix. Brought in by Vele. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
From the red zone now. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. And he has it in the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos chop some of the lead off before the half. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos get it back to a 14-point game. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Packers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. Throwing on first down, Love. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Dobbs.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Love out of the shotgun. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete. Target that time, Jaden Reed. So now they're going to have to figure out this third down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Throwing his Love on third. Finds his man, it's Kraft. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Love to throw again. Completed over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's first and 10. Throwing it again here. Able to get it to Reed. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it'll be first down, Packers. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. It's about 43 yards for him. The kick by Folk is good. And that makes this a 3-score game. That's halftime here in Green Bay. The Cheeseheads with plenty to cheer about as their Packers had the lead. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. It was an excellent first half from quarterback Jordan Love. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Nixon now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. The home teams are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the 29. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Love now to throw. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Their punter making his way out now. It'll be Daniel Whelan doing the honors. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. So here comes the Bronco offense. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. Finds his man over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. So not a holding call. One of the linemen actually too far downfield that time. That's what drew the flag. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Up the gut they go with Williams. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. They don't get anything on first, and now they face 2nd and 15.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
Another run for Williams. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's going to be 2 on the pickup, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Shotgun snap to Nix. Rolling left, buying some time. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
They'll bring out the punter here. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. Out now runs the Packer offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. They stick with Jacobs. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 47. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Watson with the catch. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's a give to Jacobs. He gets it ahead and winds up with about 3. P.J. Locke getting there for the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. They run it with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out. Love now. Setting up the screen. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Not terribly complicated on this one, just not the third down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the first, and apparently little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. From the right hash, 55 yards out. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And the lead goes unchanged from 17.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
The Broncos offense all set to go. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Straight ahead with Williams. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. 9 yards to pick up there, and they only need 3 more now on 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st down, and they go right back to him. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug of war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 38. Completed to Sutton. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Nix off the play action. Taking his shot. Deep down the field it goes. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And it sets up 2nd down.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
Again on 2nd and 10. Nix escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this 3rd down play. Nix from the gun. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. It'll be a 54-yarder from the right hash. And he missed it. It's no good. And this stays a 3-possession game.
I know there's golfers out there, Kate, that love to play this game as well. And any golfer knows, hey, man, at the turn, no matter how bad that front side was, there's still a chance, right? There's still another hole, still another opportunity. You write that script of hope. Kickers are kind of like golfers, right? They're always thinking of the next one. But unfortunately, with that miss, well, this scorecard's going to end up ugly.
A nice starting spot for the Packers this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Fakes the handoff, now Love. And he's down inside the 35 before going out. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was...
The challenge flag is out now. The Broncos don't think they got it right the first time. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete. Love on 3rd and short. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Punting unit out now. And they could really use a good one here. That hits at the 9, but nobody around to grab it. It carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now outruns their offense to take over.
They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We've got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3.
Finds a man, right side. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 24. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And it's 3rd down now. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Looking for his wide receiver there. 4th down coming up.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
They'll send out the punting unit.
And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Reed's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Excellent pickup to move the chains. 36 yards in the end.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Running on first here with Jacobs. And he'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop him. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Flush down out to his left, and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Play calling could be a little bit of a love-hate relationship. You love the 1st down run. You hate the 2nd down sack. And now you're in a 3rd down situation where you probably got to put it in the air.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Shotgun now for Love. Throwing this back in the end zone. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that brings up 4th and long.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
And the kick by Folk is good. And that extends the lead to 20.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. This offense getting all set for this series. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They go with Williams on the counter. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
2nd and 4. Throwing the out route complete. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, they were hoping to get outside and meet those guys at the second level. Well, someone from the second level came to beat him on his turf. And that meeting didn't go so well.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He fires one deep down the... He's got it! Oh, what body control to stay in and get the 2 feet down. That one hits for 30. And the Broncos will have a first down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Throwing on first down, Nix. He's on the move. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, it's so common that we talk about quarterbacks flushing a negative play, but defenses have to do the same thing as well. When you give up a big play, you got to regroup, you got to calm yourself, and you got to know it's all about the next play. And delivering a sack like that certainly helps.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
Yeah, this defense is seeing a vulnerable offense right now, an offense that can't protect itself. First and foremost, before you do anything else, you got to make sure you account for everybody. And right now, this defender, well, he's taking this game over.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Impressive play, but they are well shy of the first down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. But that's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. It's far enough, but no good. He sent it just a little bit right. And the margin stays glued at 20.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he just keeps on catching passes here in the second half. It seems like we're going to remember his work there from this game more than what he's done from the backfield. On 1st and 10, here's Love. This is reeled in by Reed. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
On the handoff, here's Jacobs. Down the sideline inside the 30. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Going run again with Jacobs. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Love from the gun. He brings it in. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Love out of the shotgun. Escapes the pocket. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers put up even more points in a win. Jordan Love, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
McManus there to tack on the point after. And the Packers grow their lead yet again. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now this offense ready to head back out. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. He's on the move. Now he takes it.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Here's Nix. Finds him on the slant. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Nix looking to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Nix again on 2nd and 10. Completed over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. 35 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Shotgun snap to Nix. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
On third down, here's Nix. On the move, headed right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Defense just needs to hold them short. It's 4th and 7. Play action with Nix. And oh, he got it! Interception! Picked off by Xavier McKinney.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Handoff running right, Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
On these 1st and 10 calls, defenses are always keyed in that a run might be coming their way. And as soon as the QB turned to give the ball, an entire defense came crashing in to bury them for a loss.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. Ask that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down, and he made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly, but he sure made that one look routine.
They're set up at the 35 now. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he finds him enough room to get it up to the 42-yard line. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. Second and 6 coming up here. Handoff here to Jacobs. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4. They stick with Jacobs. And they bring him down around the 34. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Calm, cool, collected from this offense. Love to see it. No tunnel vision on what down it was. Just focused on executing the play in front of them.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Running right, here's Jacobs. And he's got a nice run. That reaches the 26. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
That's what I call a rhythm starter right there. Man, offenses love execution and plays like that on 1st down, Kate, because now that playbook is wide open. All options on the table for 2nd down.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time, well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. That's complete to Musgrave. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Play fake, it's Love. And down he goes, the Broncos got there. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This is one of those situations where QB's strength and ability to run can be a great blessing, but can also be a curse. We've seen him use his feet before. This guy can escape, and that's a blessing. But it can be a curse because sometimes you think you can get out of everything, and this defense just proved he couldn't.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 4 yards there, but still a lot of digging left to do. It's 3rd and really long. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. An 8-yard gain, but still left with 4th and a bunch.
Well, that's a case where defensively you've got to keep your eyes in the backfield and be ready if they go with that drop play. Even an extra second to react, well, it gives them room for a gain just like that.
And the kick by Folk is good. And they didn't even need those points when you look at how impressive that lead is.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
On now is McManus to kick this away. On the return, here's Mims. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense headed back to the field. And a nice drive last time out, Brock, squandered by that interception. So I think they'd take a repeat of everything except that final play. Nix with it on 1st. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Let's be real clear. There is nothing lucky about number 7 at all for this quarterback. The 7th time he's been taken to the ground for a sack. This defense, they made adjustments. They're incorporating a variety of different looks and blitzes, and it just seems like, Kate, constantly they are a step ahead of whatever this offense is trying to do to protect this quarterback.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Throw complete to Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Nix from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
You know, when we watch the combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another try following the sack. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Throwing here, Nix. Dump off caught by his back. Has some daylight through the 40.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Desperation time here on fourth. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. How about 19 yards on fourth down, and the call to go for it pays off considerably.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
They'll throw again, Nix. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field, but in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Couldn't connect on first, it's second down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Completed to Sutton. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Has it at the 7. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Such a terrific job by the receiver. You can't give that route away. You got to run a curl. And the best curl and go, hook and go, out and up guys, Kate, they run that initial route full speed. He did, got the defense to bite, and the play went right over his head.
From the red zone now. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Williams. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage. Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for second and goal. Throwing it again here. Finds Mims.
Typically, you want more on a fade route. You like to get something a little bit down the field, but you never, ever turn down a completion, a connection, and a little trust between receiver and quarterback on that fade.
So now, here's third and goal. Nix. And the defender comes away with it. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. And they should just be able to kneel out what time remains. There's 3 timeouts defensively still available, but using them is not going to alter this outcome. They go counter, it's Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
On second down, Jacobs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a third run after back-to-back negative losses.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. Jacobs running behind center. They hold him to a modest gain here to the 19. A pickup of only 2, and now it's fourth down. So a historic venue in football sees yet another win as the Packers take this one at Lambeau. And it's not quite a full game shutout, Brock, but keeping that other side off the board in the second half, that sure went a long way towards securing them this win. Made things a lot easier for everyone else to operate in the closing stages of the game. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.